Okay, it is 6 p.m. and I will call the March meeting of the Mayor and Council to order. If you'll all stand, we'll have our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, at this time, Council Lady Bridges, would you have our invocation, please?
Sure. Let us pray. Dear great God of heaven, thank you, Father God, for this day. Thank you, Lord, for allowing us to wake up this morning in our right minds and our health and strength. And as we go ahead and lead this community, Lord God, that you will give us the strength, the mind, and the unity to do just that. These and all of the blessings in your dear Son, Jesus Christ's name, we all do pray. And let every heart say amen.
Amen. All right, you may be seated. We have Mr. Juan Ferrero here on citizens' comments. Okay. Well, guess he changed his mind. All right. The next item on our agenda is the meetings minutes from our February meetings. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Hearing none, motion carries. Mr. Ferrero? Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right.
Good afternoon. My name is Juan Carlos Forero. I live in 206 Whitteglen Lane, just out of Stewart Street. And you know that the Soccer World Cup is coming to the United States in a couple of years. Atlanta is one of the cities. You know how big soccer is among women, how big United States is in soccer, in women's soccer. They just defeated my home country, Colombia, last night, 3-0, really bad, in Los Angeles. And you might have seen that Carrollton, City School, Central are big in soccer nowadays. Around 1/3 of the population in our schools are Hispanics, so that brings a lot of people with some soccer roots in to play soccer and to be fans of soccer. Atlanta United being big, and also there's a lot of people from, let's say, international background in the university that they do pickup games, soccer pickup games in the East Carroll fields. Sundays I play sometimes with them. But last year, May, that is my son's birthday, he was turning 9. He wanted to do a pickup game with friends in one of the fields in Carrollton. So I went around trying to find some place to do a soccer game for him and his friends, 10 of his friends, and I couldn't find one place with soccer goals. It's strange. Well, Georgia Storm has a bunch of fields there with soccer goals, but they are all tied with locks because they are for Georgia Storm, for the soccer. So I said, I communicated with some of you. I talked with your recreational person. I remember the soccer person. I said, yeah, we have some soccer fields that are available. Well, they opened one field for that particular situation with my son to play with friends. And they said, yeah, in the afternoon, Saturday afternoon, we can put 2 and just put it together, tie it, and we'll come and lock it later on. They have to take care of those fields because those fields are for the Georgia Storms and the kids that play regularly, and they don't want that with this rain and things like that, the fields are gonna get really bad and they cannot play. Anyway, so long story, a little bit short because we have only 1 more minute. I wanna ask you to please help us put soccer fields, soccer places. Like there are basketball courts and baseball fields that people just go with a ball, with something, and they just start playing. Soccer is easy. You just take a ball and you start playing. So that is what I ask. I had a little document that I put together with ideas. There is another thing that is called futsal, that is making basketball courts multi-purpose, and that happens everywhere in the world. In New York, even they have it too, and things that they just put similar to tennis with pickleball, basketball with volleyball, and with futsal. You can put some other lines, put another goal at the end next to the basketball hoops, and boom, you have a soccer field. It's called futsal, a small size, that is very popular. And again, it would be a good thing for adults, young, women, men around Carrollton. So just want to put that idea in your heads. If there is anything that I can help to make this happen, let me know. And that goes in line. I was checking the 5-year Carrollton plan, master plan, and there is one part about parks, recreation, and health. And the city will provide programs and facilities to meet the diverse needs and interests of the community, with emphasis on activities of people of all ages. I think that that is one of the infrastructure situations that can help.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you for coming. We'll
And
give
you're
those.
right.
Yes.
No, thank you for paying attention, and thank you for your work.
Thank you. Okay. Our next item on the agenda is mayor and council announcements and comments. So we'll start with Council Lady Bridges.
I just want to say to Mayor Kaysen again, happy birthday.
Thank
And
you.
be blessed on your many, many more birthdays to come. And I would just like to say I want to pray for the Pullen family because she lost a loved one in her family, and that God give them comfort in a time of bereavement. And that's all I have to say.
Okay. Councilman Oakham?
Happy birthday, Mayor Kaysen. I thought Brett and Stacy were going to, is this the part where you guys sing? I'd like to say thank you to all those who came and those who didn't come but still supported the Kiwanis Pancake Breakfast. It was a very successful year, and the proceeds go to high school students for scholarships to further their education. So all that money stays right here in Carrollton or Carroll County. We're very thankful. I'm also involved with the Empty Bowls fundraiser that happened the next day at the Ag Center, and I'd like to thank everybody that helped out with that, and that was also very successful. I'm sorry that the mountain bike park ribbon cutting got canceled due to inclement weather, but it's been rescheduled. I don't know that date off the top of my head, but we're looking forward to that. I attended 2 art performances, or a play and a musical called Montgomery this past month. It was just incredible. I hope lots of folks got to see it. Another thing I got to see this past weekend was Love Letters, and they had 4 performances at the train depot. Just a superb show. I'm very impressed. That's all I've got.
All right. Well, we're glad your pancake breakfast was successful, as well as the empty bowls.
Thank
But I
you.
know that the pancake breakfast has been a long-standing
Yes.
part of
30
of your-
years.
30 years. Wow. Okay. Councilman Ledbetter?
I don't have much to say tonight. I've been a little bit under the weather, so I hated that we did not get to have the dedication ceremony at the Lake Carroll Park this past Friday because of the weather again, and we were unable to get together with the mayor for her birthday on that day too. So I appreciate Jacqueline supporting all of us by bringing the roses tonight for the mayor, and happy birthday.
Thank you.
By the time we meet again, we'll have had spring break, so I hope everyone enjoys their spring break, and if you're traveling, please be careful. That's all I got.
Okay.
Well, I just returned from the University of Georgia. I went to Newly. Oh, excuse me, I'm not too late. I I just returned from UGA. I had the privilege of going to the newly elected officials training, and there were 500 other newly elected officials there. They said it was the biggest class they've ever had, and I hope I came back much wiser. And I certainly want to give a shout out to Bob as it relates to the breakfast. And the next day after I was at the breakfast, I was at the Empty Bowls, and I was just amazed at how we fill up the Ag Center, 2 days in a row, the people in Carrollton. And then yesterday I had the privilege of volunteering at the One Step at a Time for domestic violence, which that benefits our shelter. And interestingly, I found out that that's been the longest running 5K in Carrollton for 22 years. So once again, it just how much we give and how much we do for each other here in Carrollton. It's a lot to be proud of.
I don't think you'll find a community that is more giving and more participating and more supportive of its community than the Carroll County community as a whole. And Mr. Brooks, myself, Brian Deal from the Chamber, and Joseph Ingwe from the Chamber met with Southwire. We have a quarterly meeting with them, and they have the water, what did they call it? Buckets for water. Yeah, and walk for clean water. Do you remember the date, Brian? But it's coming up. But it's a very good cause to help bring clean water to countries that, I mean, we take it for granted. We go in, turn on the faucet, and we have this great Carrollton water. So, but there are so many places that don't have it. But that's another event that's coming up in the near future. And I'm sorry, I don't have it written down here, but I'm sure we can find out the date for you. But anyway, it's there's so many good things that this community does throughout the whole community, whether it's here or in the when April 6th. So put that on your calendar too. But I think this community is very supportive of needs of others, and we're very blessed. And I want to thank everybody for all the birthday wishes and for my beautiful red roses and my sweet card. And I appreciate every year, especially now that I'm getting on the higher side. But anyway, but it's good, and I really do appreciate all the wishes. The other thing that I'm going to speak about is our first, and it's FERST reading program, which supplies books to all of the area children. And this program's been going on for a long, long time too, and it's no cost, and the children get books. And reading is so important in our society today because, there's so much social media stuff and, games and this kind of thing. But reading is the foundation for everything. So I'm going to ask you to go on my Facebook or the Instagram, and these educators got more votes than I did. I mean, really? But anyway, it's $10 to vote, and all this money goes to help supply the books for the children. And I'm an avid supporter of reading for children. I have the Mayor's Reading Club. So, but yes, so please do that because Scott Coward and Mark Albertus got the most votes for some reason. They have a bigger staff. No, we can't have that. So anyway.
Vote more than one time?
Absolutely. You can vote as many. But anyway, no, it's all for a good program. And the title of my book is Busy Betty. It's a new book by Reese Witherspoon. And we go through and we look at all the books that my daughter read, and I thought, okay, Little Red Riding Hood and all those, but, I'm not sure kids today still read those. But anyway, so I found a new one, and I thought it was very appropriate, Busy Betty.
And I can vouch for the mayor about how busy she is, because she's hard to keep up with.
Oh, well, thank you,
Very
Brett.
involved in a lot of activities that go on in the city of Carrollton each and every day. We're lucky.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Brooks, it's your turn.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd just like to take the opportunity to thank Erica Stoddard, Haley Beaver, and April Saunders. We just completed our downtown master plan. We've been working on it for a year, and the Carl Vinson Institute of Government out of Athens come in and spent a year in this community, and I truly believe that the lead guy, Danny, when he says that every time he comes, he thinks, now I could move to Carrollton. I think he's being sincere. He really talks about what a gym we have here and what a great time they had. But we have got an outstanding downtown master plan. And between those three ladies that I just mentioned and their team from Athens, we've got a lot to look forward to. Some of it will be long range, because of cost and things of that nature. But some of it will be immediate change. We're actually adopting the resolution to adopt the plan at our March work session, and we're starting to meet to look at a strategic plan on implementing a lot of the recommendations. So very excited about it, and wanted to thank those ladies for all the work they did.
And as soon as Brian Dill can dig his checkbook out of the sofa, he said he was going to bring it to us. So, what can I say? All right, at this time, do I have a motion to approve the agenda items for consideration?
So moved.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? Second. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Hearing none, motion carries. The first item on our agenda tonight is a rezoning request at 3121 Lovin Road.
As I mentioned at your work session a couple of weeks ago, this particular item, the applicant is requesting another 30-day table to iron out some proposed conditions for the project. They're really just wanting to make sure they put their best foot forward before you guys take action and vote on this agenda item. They are here if you have questions, but at this time they are asking to table the project for one more month.
Well, I'm anxious to see what they have to say when they're ready. So I would like to make a motion to table until next month.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? Second. I have a second. Any questions or discussions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Hearing none, motion carries. Okay, the next item on our agenda is 333 Clifton Terrace, and this is a rezoning request.
Yes. The second item on your agenda is a rezoning request to rezone a piece of property from R15, which is single-family residential, to RT, which is residential townhome. The purpose of the request is to develop 5 townhomes at 333 Clifton Terrace on almost 1 acre. It's 0.93 acres. The Planning Commission did review this request at their February meeting, and they did have several conditions which are up on the green screen for the benefit of the audience. I'll go through them very quickly. They recommended approval with these conditions, that they establish an enforceable declaration of covenants and restrictions and shall establish a property owners association. Number 2, that front yards shall be sodded and the POA shall maintain all of the common areas, including the front and side yards of the entire 1 acre development. Number 3, that sidewalks shall be installed with a similar setback from the roadbed that exists on the kind of to the north of Clifton Terrace. Number 4, that vinyl siding is not permitted except for in the cornices and the soffits. Number 5, the roofs have to have a 612 or greater roof pitch on all the main roof areas and any of the gables facing Clifton Terrace. The roofs also shall utilize vertical or horizontal changes to the roof lines with varied roof forms and or dormers. Number 6, 2-car garages are required and can occupy no more than 40% of the total building frontage. Number 7, the garages have to be decorative carriage style with glazing. This is because they're going to be facing the street. Number 8, each unit shall feature a main entry which includes architectural features that provide weather protection and visual interest to the structure. The Planning Commission did review this, and they recommended approval with those conditions 8-0. And the applicant's here if you have questions.
Okay. At this time, we'll hear the rezoning request, and since many of you may not have previously attended a public hearing on a zoning request, I want to quickly review our procedure. No person in attendance shall speak unless formally recognized. Upon rising to speak, each person recognized shall state their name and home address. Speakers must not employ tactics of intimidation, profanity, or threats of violence in their comments. All comments shall be directed to the mayor and council, not to the petitioner or those in opposition. In accordance with Georgia law, each side, not each individual, is allowed a total of 10 minutes of public input. This means that all those speaking in favor of the request have a total of 10 minutes, and all those speaking in opposition to the request have a total of 10 minutes. Time devoted to questions and answers that the elected officials may ask should not be counted against time limitations. Since we do have limited time, please try to avoid restating what another may have already stated. The applicant shall be allowed to speak first in the order to present the application. Others then may speak, indicating first their support or opposition to the application. The applicant will be then allowed time for rebuttal. Rebuttal must be limited to points or issues raised by opponents to the application at the hearing. Okay, so we have our applicants here, Tributaries LLC.
Good evening. My name is Mike Lee. I live at 2136 North Highway 113, Carrollton, Georgia. Basically, this is a fairly simple, straightforward proposal, 5-unit townhouse. And essentially, the way this came about is Matt Morris had the property. My daughter wants to move back to Carrollton out of the big city of Atlanta. And I'm a builder, so we created an opportunity to put her into something that's affordable, because Dad's going to build it. She's still going to pay for it, but we're going to build it and create an opportunity to have some other townhouses right there. It was a perfect storm. All those pieces came together at one time. They're, approximately 1,600 to 1,800 square foot, 2-car garage. It'll be a nice unit. I'm not going to build something for my daughter that's not a nice property, a nice thing. I think it's a great location. If they want to, they could walk across the railroad tracks right there and go to Tanner. If there's a nurse or a hospital employee down the street to Tanner, and it'll be a big upgrade to Southwire, big upgrade to the area. I think it's a great time, great opportunity to do that.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mike. Is there anyone else here to speak in favor of the property?
Hello, my name is Veronica Lee. I live at 4700 West Village Crossing in Smyrna, Georgia. Like he said, I'm his daughter. This is a great opportunity to get me back to Carrollton, a community that's given so much to me. So really looking forward to the opportunity. He does great work in everything he does, and I know he will do that in this project as well. So,
thank you. All right. Anyone else to speak in favor of this project? Okay. Is there anyone here to speak in opposition of this project? Okay. Hearing none. Do I have a motion for the rezoning request? All right, I have a motion to approve the rezoning request. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion or questions?
I've got a couple. Mr. Lee, are these going to be for sale or are they going to be rentals?
They're for sale.
Okay. And what'd you say the square footage is?
1,600 to 1,800.
What kind of price range do you think these will fall in?
$300 to $350. My daughter is going to pay less.
A little bit.
A little bit.
You don't have a artist rendering of it, do you?
We do. I submitted that to the.
yeah,
it's in your package. Yes. And if you've been to Fairfield, the tributary development that we built right on the lake, the units there, they're single family on the water. They're only 6 feet apart, but that's the same exact home that we're going to build there.
I had seen these, and these look attractive, but I don't know if would these be a pretty fair representation of what you think would be there?
Yes.
Well, I think it'd be a big improvement to Clifton Terrace. And
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
no other questions.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Hearing none, motion carries. The next item on the agenda is a food truck court application for 1141 Rome Street.
Yes, you guys discussed this at your February work session, and this particular food truck court is basically the site of Oak Lawn Farms. It's right at the entrance of Hobbs Park off of Rome Street. The petitioner is asking for basically the ability to put 2 food trucks in. They did provide a location map as to where they wanted to put the food trucks. It's approximately 300 feet off of Rome Street. I do think that location is an important factor here because it's such a large lot. And so, we would want to hold them to the location that they provided in your packets, which is on page 48. At this time, we would ask that you guys either approve or deny this food truck court. As you well know, this is something that you do review on an annual basis. So if you approve it, this will be as part of the slate of food truck courts every January.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve this application?
So moved.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second? Second. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, motion carries. And I think this is going to be great because this goes down to our Hobbs Farm. A lot of activities go on down there, so I think this is going to be a big plus for us. All right, our next item on the agenda is very exciting. And I'm going to it's Project Staple Incentives. And I'll let Mr. Brooks go with that.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We're very excited tonight to have a new company coming into our community. I'd like to first recognize the work that Brian Deal and his staff has done with Carol Tomorrow in our chamber. Since he's taken over there, I feel like I need to have an office over there. We've had so much activity and meetings and showing properties, and he's done a really great job. And because of that, we landed a pretty big company nationally, and we're as part of that, there's always some incentives that come along with it. And the Payroll Development Authority met today to approve the incentive schedule for this company, and we're going to ask in just a few minutes for this group to vote to support the Payroll Development Authority in that decision. And from what I understand, the county commissioners voted to put it on their consent agenda. They had voted on it at their work session on Thursday, voted to put it on their consent agenda for their meeting tomorrow night. So at this time, if I don't want to say more than I'm supposed to say, so I want to let Mr. Deal come up and give us information and on the company, the incentives, and answer any questions you might have.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Mayor and Council, for having me, and thanks for this opportunity to not only represent you and the city and the citizens of Carroll County on an exciting project. These things don't happen overnight, and they're really a team effort, team approach to community building and community economic development, and this is no exception. This company was codenamed Project Staple. It came to us in a request for information back December of 2022. Started the process of narrowing down sites early in 2023 and settled on a site just east of town it was probably late spring 2023, and started walking through the process of looking at the site in terms of infrastructure, ability to serve the project, site parameters and site needs, and then at the end of that, requested annexation in front of the Planning and Zoning Board, and was approved to be annexed into the city of Carrollton, I guess back the end of October. So a lot of moving pieces and parts in this one. It's not often that we get to the finish line and announce in a public forum. We've always kind of had to wait on the company to make sure they were doing everything they were supposed to do, and then announce closing of a property acquisition. That will occur next week, and so we were given permission to kind of walk you through the parameters and name the company at this time. This company is called Fastenal. It's founded in 1967, based U.S. headquarters in Winona, Minnesota. Fastenal is a consulting, logistics, supply chain, industrial, and construction product company, and they have service model centers in approximately 3,300 locations, either in the public branches or customer-specific sites. They provide tailored inventory and dedicated sales team to support their local customer base, and they're supported by global distribution networks, closely aligned supplier network, robust sourcing, and quality and manufacturing resources with teams to manage the subject matter process. And so the case of this one, it is a $90 million Southeast U.S. distribution and supply chain relocation from the Atlanta market, creating 280 jobs on an approximately 93-acre tract off of Georgia 61 and Old Airport Road. Fastenal is an S&P 500 company, roughly $6 billion in operating, and as of February this year, has a market cap of $42 billion, making them the world's 456th most valuable company on the S&P 500. Heavily involved in community development. We were excited to hear that as we walked through the process with them, and they will start that process of site development sometime at the end of 2025 as they head into a movement away from the facility in the Atlanta market. So 280 jobs. We're thrilled with the capital investment. Their long-term growth plans are to start out with roughly 300,000 square feet in facility space and grow that to right at 1 million square feet over time. If you're familiar with facilities in Carroll County, Walmart.com, just north of town, is roughly right at 1 million square feet. So it would equal probably the largest facility of its kind in Carroll County. Excuse me. Happy to answer any questions you may have. Again, these things do not happen in a vacuum. Thanks to the City of Carrollton, Carroll County Commission, Payroll Development Authority, our real estate community, and walking through the process. This was their third site in terms of site development, and it's not often that we walk through the process of site prep with planning and zoning and other entities of that nature. We like to market facilities and sites that have been fully prepped and ready. But we had a great partner in this with the company. We had a great real estate team on their side, and of course walked through that process with the Payroll Development Authority and our bond counsel on that side and with the city. So all in all, a great win. We're very excited about this announcement. Looking forward to big things from the company, particularly their willingness to be so heavily involved in the community.
Thank you, Brian. This has been, everybody's just been on pins and needles waiting to find out who this is, and I am so excited that we get to announce it here at our city council meeting. And I want to thank you and your team for all the hard work and all the involvement, and for, as Brian said, this has been going on now over a year and a half, and I mean, that's a lot of work. And for us to be chosen, of course, we know we're the greatest place, but sometimes proving that to other people is a little bit hard. But we're so excited, and I want to thank you personally and on behalf of the council and myself for all y'all's hard work and the partnership that we have with our Carroll County Chamber of Commerce.
Well, thank you.
So we have
We just need to make someone to make a motion to support the Payroll Development Authority in their decision to provide incentives to Fastenal.
Okay, have a motion. Do I have a second? Second. Have a motion and a second. Is there any questions or discussions? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Same sign. Hearing none. Motion carries. We're ready to go.
Thank you, Mayor and Council, for your support. Be on the lookout for a press release tonight.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you very, very much. Okay, well, what a happy note to end on. What?
I just said, I told Stacy, I said, you can make the next motion because I know what it is.
Oh. Do I have a motion to adjourn? All right, do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign.